안녕하세요. Hello everyone from South Korea. Whoop whoop. Yeah, okay. It's not that exciting yet. I haven't even been allowed to go outside, so mostly I'm just hiding indoors. Yeah, so I just want to let everybody know. Sorry, I was kind of MIA before I got here. It was a little bit crazy. You know, anyone who knows me knows that if I'm doing anything major, lots of things go wrong before they go right. So my last month in Ireland was a bit crazy because I had to like get all of these things in order for my flight, and everything's closed in Ireland right now. So that was a real challenge to get all of the things that I needed in the amount of time that I had. And then right in the middle of that, my phone broke. So I was without a phone. Thank you very much, Kira, for making this whole thing possible. She let me use her phone a couple of times. So I'm very grateful to having friends like that in Ireland, which made this all possible. And thank you, Megan, for letting me stay with you and giving me puppy loves before I left. I desperately needed that, especially now that I'm locked in the house for 2 weeks. So anyways, it happened. It was all crazy and hectic, but I got all my ducks in a row and made it out of the country. And that was an experience. So this video is kind of just about me saying goodbye to Ireland and some of my favorite things in Ireland and doing some stuff that I have spent 4 years wanting to do and never doing while I was in Ireland. And then I take off. And so I filmed a little bit of just the trip to South Korea and my quarantine space. You probably will not hear from me other than this while I'm in quarantine because, well, frankly, 2 weeks of being locked indoors is not going to be super healthy for me, and there's nothing interesting going to be happening. So anyways, I hope you enjoy this final farewell to Ireland and a brief hello to my new home in Korea. Okay, so you know how I said that I was gonna go do things that I'd always wanted to do and never gotten around to? Yeah, this is it. This is Menlo Castle, because it's just this really neat castle, and it was actually, you know, it's a total ruin now, right? But the castle was actually inhabited well into the 1800s by a family, like the end of the 1800s. And then they had a huge fire and it burned down, like all of the, you know, burnable structures. So they abandoned it, and I just think it's so cool that it only took, you know, about 100 years for the world to reclaim it as like a cool ivy-covered ruin. In the spring and summertime, the ivy just covers the entire thing in like this green blanket, and it's so pretty. I really wish I had gone in the spring or summer when the ivy was actually green, but I think it's still really cool, even though most of the ivy is like brown and sad right now. So that is why I went to it. It took me 4 years and one very firm deadline to get there, but I got there. Guys, it's officially the first leg of a very, very long journey. So I managed to fit my entire life into 3, 4 suitcases. So we'll see how that goes.
glass was half empty, but you came along and showed me how to love without limits, to have a good time. My glass was always half empty, but now you're in my life. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me out. We have come all this way, love, so I don't see us stopping now. My life's an adventure, 'cause you came along and showed me how to love without limits, to have a good time. Now my life's an adventure, and you're the reason why. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out.
Took some time, but we pointed out that tomorrow isn't here right now, baby. An absent mind came to roam around, captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit, I'm ready to go. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. Let's face it, we only got this life to live out. So follow me, I'm ready to go. I'll take the lead, I'm ready to go. Bumps in the road, many obstacles, but when we fall, we get up and go, baby. The way they think is paradoxical. Captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit, I'm ready to go. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. Let's face it, we only got this life to live out. So follow me, I'm ready to go. I'll take the lead, I'm ready to go. Even if you lose your hope, I will be there to pick you up. Even if you can't let go, I'll untie the invisible ropes that keep you down. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. Let's face it, we only got this.
Okay, I've officially landed in South Korea. this is me in South Korea. Yeah, it was exhausting. When we landed, we had to go through like 3 different like quarantine stops before we could actually exit the like terminal. So yeah, I didn't get out of the airport. We landed at 9 a.m. I didn't get out of the airport until noon. Yeah, that was fun. And then luckily, my work, who was super awesome, very grateful for this. They sent me a private cab, like a private van driver, hire guy. I don't know, chauffeur basically, which was amazing because he like picked me up right outside the immigration and like took all of my stuff to his van and loaded me all up. And I got this like orange sticker on my shoulder saying that I had like a private ride, which I thought was a little weird. But it was so they could differentiate like who had to go to the official quarantine and who had their own quarantine place. So my van driver like picked me up and put all my stuff in his cab, and then I couldn't go home and I couldn't stop in any of the places at the airport. So like they had like little shops in the airport that were open that I really wanted to stop at and like grab a fucking snack because I was starving. And also I didn't have like adapters or anything for my laptop and my phones, so I was gonna stop and grab them at the airport because they always have them at the airport. And they were right there, like staring at me in the face as I walked by them because we weren't allowed to go into any of them. We were being like escorted by the like security guards because we were international travelers. So we weren't even allowed to like shop at the airport. So that was a bummer. And then I couldn't go straight to my house either. We're required to stop at like the health clinic that's closest to our quarantine space and get tested like immediately after we get off the plane. The van driver like drove me through Seoul to where my quarantine place is, which is Mapogu area of Seoul, and took me straight to the medical facility to get tested, which is free, so that's nice. But when we got there, it's like 12:30 and they were on lunch break. So I had to sit for like a half hour and wait for their lunch break to be over. At this point, I was just like full on starving. I'm so hungry. No food to be seen. And I thought I brought a lot of snacks, but somehow I ate them all on the plane. So I was starving by the time we got there. And so I went there and I got tested, and they like made sure they had my phone number again. They gave me this like little bag of like all the like quarantine stuff that I needed that had like separate garbage bags. These are the garbage bags that I have to use while I'm on quarantine. Like all of my stuff has to go in there. It's a little intense. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in Raccoon City or something, and things are about ready to go horribly, horribly wrong. But hopefully that's not the case. So yeah, so they gave me that and like some little throwaway like thermometers and a bunch of face masks, which I don't understand because I can't leave my house, so I don't know why I need face masks. But I don't know. It was free and it was nice of them to give me that. So that was cool. And at this point, I also desperately realized how badly I need to learn Korean. Because I've interacted with like a dozen people now at this point, and none of them speak more than bare minimum English, which is fair. They don't need to, but it does show me that I really need to step my Korean game up. So it was not easy. My stuff is heavy. It was all like the max weight level. Every single one of them is like 50.4 pounds, and they just let it slide. So, and I had I had the 3 big check bags and then the carry-on. So that was a lot for him, but he did it. He was very nice. So that is me. Okay, here is my little quarantine space. It's just like a little studio apartment. So this is just the entryway. Oh, there are my biohazard garbage bags again. And then this is the bathroom. I think the bathroom might actually be as large as the apartment itself. And it's got a separate shower, which is apparently super rare in Ireland, in Korea, so that's nice. And then this is the rest of the space. I'm literally standing in the entryway here, and there is my bed, my little nightstand, my corner of luggage, so much luggage. And then this is my little kitchenette. So cute, tiniest fridge ever. And for some reason, 2 microwaves. I don't know why I need 2, but whatever. And my friend was afraid that I would starve, and he was probably right because I had nowhere to get food. So he kindly brought me over all of these snacks. He was very concerned, and then also brought me like eggs and soy sauce and all of this over here. And then he also brought me a whole bunch of like fried chicken, Korean fried chicken, which is apparently like everyone's favorite takeaway food. So I'm going to try that for dinner. How very generous. That's my space that I have for the next 2 weeks. Watch me try not to go insane. My first meal in South Korea. It took pretty much all day to get. Like all day. I'm starving. But it looks amazing. I've heard great things about Korean fried chicken. So now I'm gonna give it a go. I love and miss you guys. Feel free to call me anytime in the next 2 weeks. I will be here and bored. So, would love a good conversation to keep me entertained. My laptops are both dead, so I have nothing to watch and I can't go outside. So anything to keep me entertained would be greatly appreciated. I ordered chargers online now, but because I also came here right in the middle of the Lunar New Year holiday, it's gonna be a hot minute before they deliver my charger. So yeah, this is gonna be a really long 2 weeks. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.